And there we go, welcome. I have my journal here, so we'll get started. And we want to start with the beginner's mind. And this is, of course, the new moon, so it's our opportunity to start again. And this symbol here with these two buglers, Dwayne created this symbol based on Dwayne and Steve's composite sun on the astrological chart at Pisces 8 degrees. And there's a lot going on here. And one idea is it appears that we're on the same team, we're wearing the same thing. And it also appears we're announcing something to the world with the bugles. And the Sabian symbol for Pisces 8 is a girl blowing a bugle. And its meaning is to herald our knowledge, proclaiming it, and it's a call to participate. So with our composite sun teamwork, Dwayne's bugling in one direction, I'm bugling in this direction. All right. With my beginner's guide for entering the lightning path. So I heard at the very beginning, we want to breathe and just settle in here. And what we want to do is take ourselves back to when we first discovered astrology. Was it a book on astrology? Was it those know your sign booklets at the checkout counter? Or was it receiving an astrology natal chart? Or was it a Hollywood psychic on the back cover of National Enquirer? Whatever it was the beginning. So let's bring a beginner's mind to the lightning path. And it's no matter what your level of astrology knowledge, there's a place on the lightning path for everyone. Some enter through journaling, some enter through dance, some enter the lightning path through the harmonic convergence, some through the Mayan glyphs, and some, like myself, through the temples. There's many entry points to the lightning path. So welcome to the mothership. This is the homepage of the Lightning Path website. And if you see the red print up top, if I can get that to rise up here, can you see that up at the top? Finding our way into the sun consciousness. That's with Dwayne Edward Rourke, and of course Dwayne created this website, and this is his work. So really we're finding our way. And as we look at this, keep in mind this is a lot of Dwayne's life work, and there is a lot. So today the focus is on the temples. And this is how I discovered the lightning path, through the temples. Just simply the temples. So if we go back to 1990, 1991, I was a newbie in self-discovery, and I attended this event by Dwayne and others where I was given my birth temple of Chuen, which is the monkeys, artists, and tricksters. And I didn't know what it meant. All I know is that it was fun and it resonated and I liked it. And of course, that was in Alberta. And while Dwayne lived in a cabin at Bragg Creek, Alberta, Sophie and I would go there for new moon drumming and visits. And eventually we moved in different directions. Years later, Dwayne and I connected through Facebook, and he suggested this book, The Phases of the Moon. And I used it in my 1008 Buddha project after I studied it, and I created this. And this is really about the lunation cycles. the lunation cycle. And more recently, actually 18 of these lunation cycles ago to 2022, Dwayne invited us to the New Moon Zoom group. And it has been fun learning more about Dwayne's Mayan cosmic downloads and his ahas, and venturing into the lightning path. So on this lightning path here, we find out about the Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar, and how Dwayne fractalized it into a contemporary and non-traditional use of the calendar while honoring the traditional day keepers and calling it the lightning path. There is a lot of how he did it and a history, and I'm only gleaning what to look for in your temple as a beginner. As you can see, here's the Tzolk'in, and you see these highlighted links. These are very important. This is what we draw from to create a temple. Got the 20 sacred hieroglyphs, Mayan hieroglyphs, which we call glyphs for short, and the 13 sacred numbers. So the lightning path formulates 20 such temples of birth, and each is comprised of a unique combination of 13 sacred hieroglyphs from the Tzolk'in. Let's see if I can bring this down. As will be shown in the following pages, this provides a very expansive frame of reference for consciously working with the subtle energies of the human light body on both a personal and collective level. So as you can see here, got the 13 numbers and the 20 hieroglyphs. And you'll notice all these triangles or these pyramidal shapes all in a row. This is very important to keep in mind because these pyramids represent the temples. Now here is a temple template that Dwayne created, showing the image of a temple with, remember those 13 sacred numbers? Well, they form this arch, and they represent the 13 of the sacred hieroglyphs or glyphs out of the 20 that are available. And what glyphs fit where depends on your birth glyph. And that goes at the very top in the center. And then is surrounded by the other glyphs from the line of 20. So here we see the human element that's introduced to the temple through the chakra system, from the base to the crown and moving up and down, depending on which step of the temple we are on or we choose to use. By now you're probably saying, well, what's my temple? So here we are back at the home page, and see this quick link down at the bottom left. It says click here to find temples of birth. And here's the Book of Electrum. Takes you to where we find our temple by our birth year. So if you were born, if you were born in 1894, or you scroll down, the 1894 is for if you want to check in on your grandparents or great-grandparents, what temple they were. You scroll down to the year and you'll find your temple of birth. So, okay, now when we start finding our temple, I just want to put out a word of caution. This button right here, a key to all worlds, it's very seductive. Who doesn't want that? The key to all worlds. There's another button, enter the vast expanse. Again, it's very attractive, and who doesn't want that? But these are great buttons, but just for now, we want to stick with the temples, or you'll end up like me when I clicked on that, and here I was spacewalking and by myself. I felt lost in space with all these, pressing these buttons. It sent me to all these parallel universes and black holes and gravity pulls, and I got a bit lost. So I want to stay out of this for now and just stay grounded. So we'll come back to Earth and just enjoy this this temple building. So when I returned from my solo space travels, I realized the web page has a sitemap. And here, if you see at the bottom part, you see the Tzolk'in, the Lightning Path, the Book of Electrum, all the temples. It's all there available to stay on track with working with creating the temple. Also, there's support from others at the Lightning Path New Moon Zoom group, which is showing here. It connects to the group on Facebook Message, or you can contact Dwayne if you want to join the group. And we meet every new moon. So one doesn't have to venture alone on the path unless one wants to. And we can just hop in this red spiraled yellow vehicle that came to Dwayne on March 3rd of 1986. That's a major year in the timeline of Dwayne bringing forth this lightning path information. So back to the temple building. Here's my birth temple. It has here, if you see on the left, the glyph, and that's the glyph of Chuen. And each glyph has a temple name, and this one is Chuen, the temple of monkeys, artists, and tricksters. So this symbol, this glyph would go at the top of my pyramid in that template that I showed you earlier. So now we know our birth temple. And the next thing is to find our temple invocation. And if you see on the left, that's all available. And once you know your birth temple, you'll know it's either fingers or toes or flowers or skywalkers. They're listed there. So you just click on that. All 20 temples are listed on the left. And if you'll notice, there's 20 glyphs in a circle around the earth. Those are all 20 glyphs that we choose from. And then say if you have one, then you would go, one would be at your top point in your temple, the 7th spot. And then it would go to the left to go back down to 1 and to the right to go down to 13. So here's the monkey artists and tricksters. Chuen is the glyph at the top. And you also see the number 7, which is represented by that line and 2 dots. That's the numbers are done with the line being 5 and 2 dots are single ones, so that adds up to 7. So that's 7 Chuen. So that's what goes at the top of my temple. And this invocation, you would scroll and you would get all 13 in that template arch would be listed here in your invocation of sovereignty. Also have available then in your temple mudras. You click on that and scroll and you get the mudra for your particular temple. And the mudra, of course, as you can see, it's a hand symbol, and I have mine is my two hands over my heart, and then it suddenly goes to my two thumbs in my ears and wiggling like a monkey, and monkey sounds are also available to make. Then we also have our temple keywords. And here I have, let's see if we have to, yeah, here's the keywords. And that's also available for each temple. The keywords that are really manifest in your temple. And so then what I created from this, I now have my map. I have my map of tools to proceed on the lightning path. I have my astrological natal chart. I have my temple of birth, monkeys, artists, and tricksters. I have my temple invocation of sovereignty. I have temple keywords to use, my temple mudra to start my day or use during the day. I also have my temple shadows. And that's very interesting. For that, you want to consult the site map, and you want to go way down deep to the bottom of the site map where the shadows are, and click on that, and it'll show the shadows for each temple. And I also have my journal, and I have the site map, and I also have the current lunation cycle 12 Manique, which was on the home page to start with, and that's posted every new moon. So we'll have a new one coming up for this new moon. So now that I have these tools, I found this, and it really shows me what's the purpose of all this. And this is a quote from Dwayne, and this is a good place for a person to begin the process of embodying the sacred knowledge awaiting them. The process goes like this. Once you have determined your temple of birth, begin by simply imaging forth the seventh moon hieroglyph denoting your temple, which for me was Chuen. Then allow your imagination to freely and spontaneously expand on whatever comes to you in the moment. If your intent is sincere, you will begin to receive directly the threads of sacred knowledge assigned to you as a cosmic birthright. Deepening of your experience can be facilitated by exploring the Lightning Path website, where are located the list of associated, the keywords and the mudras, as well as the list of exemplars born in each temple. Also found are the invocations and stories by people born in different temples. So I really found this to be what is the purpose of having my temple. And then I can begin to learn all this knowledge that's available on this lightning path. So here's an example of this purpose that I experienced in this last new moon of Manique. So we want to jump on the yellow vehicle with the red spirals and leave the mothership and take off for this past month, which was 12 Manique. So we leave the station of the mothership, and we're at the home page, and this is the current lunation. It's going to change today because of the new moon. This is the current lunation of 12 Manique, and that's within the temple of the breath of spirit. So this temple of the breath of spirit is an annual temple. There's also that as well, which is the 13 moons that make up an annual temple. And we're right now at the 12th step on the temple, 12 Manik. This one coming up will be 13, so that'll be the ending of this temple of the breath of spirit. So our next stop is temples of birth. Excuse me. So what I did in this last new moon in Manik, you can see here the chakra system. I used this, the 6 chakras stood out for me, the yantra and intuition. And of course, the yantra is a symbol from India that to me represents a satellite dish and brings in the information. And it's interesting that that brings in the intuition. So that's what I used for this month. So I sat in my meditation with this yantra, receiving the information from 12 Manik. And Manik glyph represents the temple of fingers and toes. And you can see the fingers and toes in the 7th position right in the middle. You see the number 7, where it says, "This I do as I identify completely with the path revealed." So I was saying, what resonates with me from this Manik fingers and toes temple? I read the invocation, and I also went to the temple of fingers and toes keywords, and I said, what's resonating for me there? And these words came out, and I see the words jumped out, and I decided what I would do. I know in the last presentation, Dwayne said, well, you can kind of write your own invocation. And what came to me was, wow, there's certain numbers in that invocation of Manik that jumped out at me. And so I matched the line numbers with my own birth temple of monkeys, artists, and tricksters, Chuen. And I used my keywords as well, what resonated from those. And from all of this, I created my own 12 Manik and Birth Chuen Temples invocation. And what I'm calling it is my alignment vision resonations. And it's amazing. That word alignment, I think in this past month, I've heard it probably 100 or 200 times, alignment in different things I've come across. So what I came up with, I used line 4 of Manik. I am a seed of possibility in the soil of her becoming. And then where the slash is, I put in then my earth temple invocation of star harmony. So I am a seed of possibility in the soil of her becoming of star harmony. Line 6, the future beckons me to surrender my past, sustained by loyalty and faith. This I do as I identify completely with the path revealed. I vibrate in ecstasy to the dynamic potency of sacred artistry. Signals and signs from many realms remind me of my cosmic origins, to unite the pillars of heaven and earth. My heart soars as guardians and guides present themselves to me. Through my heart, I know my unique star path. So this felt very powerful when I wrote this down. And then I used this during the month. And I also did that with the Manique and my birth temple keywords. There were lots of gifts this month. There was endurance in creating this presentation. Hospitality, that word always jumps out at me because I was in the hospitality business and I was also in the hospital. So hospitality and hospital, I always learn from that. Spontaneity was in both of them, Manique and Chuen, and acting as if I'm doing this presentation, acting as if I know something. And I'm gathering all these spiritual tools to use from the lightning path. I had amusement and hopefully providing some amusement in creating this and presenting it. And Hanged Man I have in my Chuen, so I wanted to look at the lightning path in a different way. I feel an apprenticeship in this, working with Dwayne, and our tribal meetings I feel are the New Moon Zoom group. And there's reversal and completion. And the reversal, it finally came to me at the end of creating my presentation that I was looking at the lightning path as going out towards looking at Uranus or looking out at those parallel worlds, where I did a reversal and I took my temple and these words and invocations and I went inward and used them that way into the inner universe. So I went on AI. I know Dwayne and I have been sharing that. And I realized I don't have to go through this lightning path alone. There's support with Dwayne and the New Moon Zoom group, all the others, like Sophia, Barbara, and Joanne. And there we are going together. I also asked AI to create a yellow submarine with red spirals that would take me to those parallel universes, black holes, and gravity pulls. And this is what it came up with. And I also asked it the same thing. What are these lightning path parallel universes, black holes, and gravity pulls? And this image came up. I dropped the yellow vehicle, and this image came. And as I was finishing up this presentation, I came across this in the lightning path. The lightning path astrology, and I see that same symbol to me in the background here. And with Carl Jung's quote of astrology represents the summation of all the psychological knowledge of antiquity. So that's very comforting around whether astrology works or not for me. And then with that, you can see Dwayne created this Manique painting here. And if you can, Dwayne and I were talking about, okay, what are we going to create for this month? And I was telling him a story about how I did a mandala painting course. And during the course, it's requested that you take a different name. So I took the name Buck. And I was sharing my mandala that I painted to the group. We were sitting in a circle and I was sharing what this mandala meant to me. And of course, my artist name was Buck. And all of a sudden I saw everybody's eyes open twice as wide and they were looking past me. And I looked behind me, and here in the window behind me was a buck standing there. So that was pretty magical. And as I was looking at this painting, I said, oh yeah, there's a buck in there. And it wasn't until I finished my presentation, I looked at this Manique painting again, and I noticed there's two bucks. One's in the light and one is in the shadow. I found that fascinating. But now here's the biggie that showed up this month. Dwayne and I were talking about Vitruvian Man when we were discussing our presentations, and Sophia and I went on our walk and we came across this. And this was on a construction trailer, a closed trailer, a box trailer. And here was this symbol, faded, of the Vitruvian Man. And also below it was written interior finishing. And I felt with this new tool that I'm doing more on my interior finishing. And that just amazed me, this symbol showing up. So with that, I was curious as what Dwayne had to say with his presentation, but we'll see where that one goes. And with that, that's the trend of my presentation. So now we'll exit the slideshow here. And stop sharing. And we're back.
Wow. Yes. Fantastic, Steve. Really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done.
Excellent, Steve. That was so helpful, so concise, so step by step, so clear, so wonderful. Well done.
Oh, thank you. That's what I was striving for. I wanted to get simplicity and clarity so we can all find our temples and get going.
Oh, well, you did it. You did it very well.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you.
It'll be great to have these recordings on the website, on Dwayne's website, because the beginner's guide. There you are, step by step, very clearly explaining where to start, how to continue, what it's about. That was just so well done. Oh my goodness.
Well, good. Yeah, that was just a lot of fun creating it, and then I was able to just go through the site, and yes, those videos are available right on the homepage, and that's where I actually was on the one that Dwayne and Joanne did. Dwayne did that's where I found that purpose, and I just took that screenshot of that and found out, oh, what is the purpose of this? And that was very helpful.
Well, and your sun, I forget the terminology, but with your sun signs, your composite sun signs, that Sabian symbol, right?
Right.
You started with. How perfect is that with where you two are at and whatnot? Just there you are, both of you, just blowing your horns and different together, and
yeah,
the call is going out to.
Yeah. It's available, and there's that connection to the universe that really came through this month, and the symbols showing up, and so when we have a new moon, now I can do my invocation alignment, and play for the month. And just wait for the symbols to show up. And then I was fascinated with that Vitruvian man. I obviously went and looked up more of that and how Vitruvian created that, and then Leonardo da Vinci used it, and it's really the circle and the square, and it's the masculine and the feminine balance. It's just amazing. So we have that knowledge to play with.
Well, on that note, I could show my screen. I can kind of take it from there.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering where that would be.
No.
Takes right off from mine. Wow.
I expand that for some reason. Can you guys can't see the Vitruvian man right now, can you?
No,
Well,
just
I can see half of it. There it is.
Okay. There. Yeah, this whole Vitruvian man connection was just really sweet. I mean, I felt it in my body, and then it was a day or two later, Steve and I were talking, and this whole little story came up that the two of you had encountered Vitruvian man as well.
Yeah.
I liked what this quote on Wikipedia. Although not the only known drawing of a man inspired by the writings of Vitruvius, the work is a unique synthesis of artistic and scientific ideals, and often considered to be an archetypal representation of the high Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're in many respects on the trail of Dane Rudhyar with the Lightning Path. He was such a major contributor, and people have always referred to him as a Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm.
But that, yeah, we're in that tradition. It's the return of the Renaissance individual. You know, many skills and talents, and bringing them all to bear together. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And not a moment too soon. You know, seeing you out in outer space there, outer inner space, you're in good company. And I just love this particular quote from Einstein. It's just so telling, you know, this whole place of us and them and the endless conflict. It'll never be solved unless we transcend. We've got to transcend the dualities. And as he says, we can't solve today's problems with the mentality that created them. And I really think that's what we're pioneering here with the Lightning Path, is we're actually seeking out new frames of reference and applying ourselves from a more holistic, transcendent consciousness. And when we, I don't know about you guys, but this particular image really speaks to me as depicting our new moon convergence moment. I mean, we're really only converging here for a couple of hours every month, but those couple of hours are charged with potential. And I know I go away from them, I'm just like raring to go, you know, all charged up, and let's get on to the next. And then the symbols come in to guide the process. We seek to understand the archetypal energies, and the symbols will lead us to that. I'm dealing with an interesting symbol connection now, with this being the 13th moon, and we're exiting the temple of the breath of spirit. Well, what's coming up is the temple of the eagles, and a very expansive realm. And what's on my horizon is at the very end of this particular cycle, Teresa and I will be heading to Kauai for 2 months. So this is a major shift in our day-to-day life, and fraught with adventure. And I go back to my journal, and I look back to this particular image on the lower right-hand corner, which is, I drew I was having an energetic kind of telepathic connection with dolphins at that time. And you guys, especially you, Steve, you'll remember our dolphin connections were very real, very vital and empowering. And I drew this particular image at that time. So we have the island itself, and then there's, maybe I can expand it. Yeah, if you can see, there's hexagrams here, different sectors. We got the whales out there resonating. We've got dolphins out there resonating, and here's me resonating. So I got to find my spot on the island. This is my map. I'll definitely be going into this area right here. We'll be staying up in here in Kapa'a, or near Kapa'a, but I'll be using this little map to explore this connection, see what happens. But that's, just how I'm working with the symbols. But this image, with all of the lightning and the energy, it really is, it's like these are the 260 combinations of number and glyph, and we're progressing our way one step at a time right through the whole grid. So it's an empowering moment. The new moon is an empowering moment, and ultimately, it's if you've been with us on this journey, you understand that it's the feathered serpent. The myth of the feathered serpent is really pervasive in this whole work. In fact, I talk about the lightning path astrology is an astrology in service of mythology, in service of the myth of the feathered serpent. We are going then from Temple of the Breath of Spirit to Temple of Eagles, but for this particular moon cycle, we're going to Lamat. And once again, Barbara's magnificent image of Lamat and the woman and the dolphin unified, and I don't know, this whole image, the universal movement. I mean, doesn't this depict universal movement here? Just this huge wave of consciousness, and the way shower, star harmony, able to move through all worlds in harmony, expanded love. We're going for unconditional love here. The octave principle, the whole lunation cycle, the 8 sectors, number 8 being harmonic resonance. That's also present here. Clear perspective. I mean, we're really we're being called into those deeper contexts, and we're able to see clearly what those little bits are doing, and how they're really meant to be coordinated by the kind of archetypes that we see here, beneficial combinations. So like Steve, if we for this next month kind of hold these keywords in mind as we go through our day to day, there's this empowerment, like, okay, I remember, yes, unconditional love. I remember Star Harmony, going for that. And this whole universal movement, I mean, we're looking to what I've been doing in the last couple of days is looking back through the last dozen moon cycles. And that's one reason why I came up with that map. But that's one part of my practice is the review, just going back through those journals. And I can't say, I'm really encouraging you all, if you're not, do the journaling. That's a big piece in this whole work. It really is what gives you a chance to bring in those things that we would otherwise just go right by. We just wouldn't get it. But if you can catch that little thread and bring it down and into your journal, whatever format that is, that's a little diary, or that's a 3-ring binder, which is what I use. Or what do you use, Sophia?
I have a 3-ring binder and I have spiral book, so it's post combination, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And I know Joanne, I guess she's gone now. Are you still here, Joanne?
No, she had to go.
She had to go, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Steve, you got your 3-ring binder or no? What's your journal format? Oh, Steve?
Let me find myself and unmute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, mine is just the spiral,
Ah, yeah. Right on.
and then I have one for each different event that I'd be involved in.
Yeah.
And so this one's got my presentation in it and notes from each new moon Zoom group.
Well, yeah, because you do the 5 whales
Mm-hmm.
nation,
Mm-hmm.
which I look forward to. You're still going to do that, right?
Yeah.
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 Great.
It's very fun to glean the words that stood out during the presentations and
Right on.
conversations and insights, and then put it into the 5 whale oracle.
Love it. Barb, I know you probably got sketchbooks up the yin yang, but maybe you keep up with it.
I'm actually experimenting.
Hmm.
I have like flying papers like this,
Mhm.
and but I'm experimenting with my channel. So I have on my channel, I have now one. Each week, I'm going to pick cards from the deck, the Mayan deck.
Okay.
And then in the new moon, I do for all star signs in the conventional way. But it's also going way, way out there. And with this unconditional love thing you were mentioning is so permanent now. And also peace, like that was what reminded me of Bruce, finding the peace inside, him
Yeah.
deciding to go inside and see where he has to make peace. We cannot find peace outside. So
Yeah.
it's the trip to go inside. And I think this is Aquarian energy.
Right on.
I think this is like a different kind of thinking we have to sort of practice. And it's so easy in a couple of, you just have to sort of communicate it, and then people get it.
Yeah.
And it's
Living
fun. I like it. I like it, and I get feedback, and sometimes I don't get feedback, but doesn't matter. It's just an experiment, and yeah, I can play around, being creative.
Love the play
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah, the play factor. I mean, also I found a very interesting point, which is maybe interesting for you guys to think about it. what is the moon, you know? With the new moon, we always saying, oh, new moon, full moon, we're all depending and da da da. What I was just thinking about it, and it's why is the moon controlling our feelings? Why it's not Venus? Why it's not Pisces? Why it's not? And I was wondering what secret the moon has for us. So you can hear the conspiracy already on its path, you know. And since the Indians are on the moon now, so I have the feeling or the sensation that we're gonna find out a lot about our feelings and how this all worked out and how we were sort of programmed into that, you know, to have cycles and hormones and all kinds of things. And is it really connected with the moon? That's another question, you know. I was really wondering. So questioning also coming up from
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of those gravity pulls.
Yeah. And I heard that some people saw some craters on the moon, and when they looked up again with their photographs or whatever, you know, they were gone. So is there something which we don't know? I mean, it's this mystery, you know. And it's interesting, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm hearing that just the other day, the missing stars all of a sudden in the Milky Way galaxy.
wow, yeah. That was you out there, just getting
Yeah,
some
right.
harvesting some stars.
That was me. Something's missing.
You pulled in some stars. Yeah, to bring to the group here, you see we have Lamat, it's the star. You brought it in. Yeah, that's enough from my crazy side.
Yeah, that's all good journaling.
Yeah, it's like journaling in a way, but different. I mean, there's no laws to it. So, and I always expand things. I don't know why, but I always take my freedom. But that's what an artist is all about, isn't it?
I want to ask Barbara, is this a silk? That is one of your silk art, and
Yes.
how big is it?
It is 60 by 80.
Inch or centimeter?
Centimeters.
And it's a silk.
Yes.
It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so much fun. If you have if you want to try to paint on silk, do it because it's so nice. I mean, it's such a it's also ancient. It gives you the ancient feeling, but it's also you can sort of play with the texture, and well, I liked it. But now I'm totally spoiled by painting with the programs.
And do you put that on a wall as a decoration, or do you need to frame it, or how do you?
I have it on my shop site. You can have it on a cup. You can have it on a T-shirt. You can have it on anything you want. You know, it's usable.
Okay.
So it for everybody to have, and the originals are hanging in my drawer, rolled up, because silk you cannot put silk, because when you put silk you fold it, you have these foldings then forever. So, but you know, it's like it has the feeling for me like Tibetan energy. Since I'm sort of connected with this Tibetan energy, I feel like if you want to try and you have the possibility to get the material, it's wonderful. I loved it. But
Yeah.
everything has its time. You know?
What medium do you use on the silk?
It's a special color for silk, and you have to have like pens, brushes like for aquarelle painting. You may have that because you do aquarelle paintings, and you get yourself a piece of silk. You online you can order scarves and all kinds of things, and then there's also a material where you can do outlines, but I felt that outlines are always too rough to the sensitive silk. So I used the material to liquid or to make the color not spread too quick. You know, it's like with the aquarelle colors, it's also you have to sort of go and put water if you want it wet. If you want it drier, you go dry. You know, it's the same kind of thing, and it's I invented it for myself. I like it because I don't like outlines. Let's say so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it fades very nicely.
So that is your original one. You keep it in your drawer, and then on your shop site, you can take it to t-shirts, to mugs, to
Exactly.
anywhere, correct?
Yes, yes. And there's even dresses. You can have dresses, and you can print. You have postcards, prints, all kinds. It's very nice for Christmas. I mean, especially when you have to make presents right now. You go to my shop, and you find all this stuff.
Thank
And
you.
that's
Thank you.
the red bubble. Is that
Yeah, Redbubble. I can give you a link on the group
that'd be
page
great?
if you want.
Sure. Yeah, in the chat.
Yeah, because
Chat,
then
yeah, in
then
the
you
chat,
guys
yeah.
can, yeah, so you can profit from that, you know. Then you don't have to say, Barbara, can I have this, blah blah blah. No, you can go and have it, you know. And the postcards are reasonable, and there's like prints, different prints too, in different sizes. It's cute, and even laminas or whatever, you know. But you can have even ideas on what to do with it. So let me see. Redbubble.
Yeah, just type into the chat, please. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, I still keep it in there. I have tons of more stuff, but I keep it there. And you will find it. I mean, there is a collection. There's collections, and it's under Mayan calendar. There you find the Mayan calendar. So, Facebook. Is this? Yeah. Here we go. I got it. Ta-da.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. But you did also a very nice job with the writing in it. You know, it's like it's you give explanation. It's a good idea, but of course, when you want to put it on a print, you sort of want just a painting, I guess. Okay.
I thought you had posted it. Did you post the address on the chat?
Yeah.
You need to press the enter button. That never came.
Okay.
Sometimes you forgot that.
Enter. Is it there?
No, I don't see it. No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh my God.
I don't know if you guys recall, because I interviewed Barb about her paintings. She spent 10 years on this group of 20. That's just, I mean, that in itself is just so mind-blowing, Barb. You know, the dedication and devotion. I mean, that is astounding.
Somebody can see it. Sari Hobbs can see it. So I don't know what happened.
Huh.
I will put it again. So maybe it's Sari Hobbs. She said she saw it. Sophia? Yeah, I don't know, but it's like, but this is like how I learned probably. I need to do things. I'm not a learning person who is sort of in school or is it there?
No,
No, it's
but it's on your your Facebook page, right?
in the Facebook.
So we can find
We'll
it.
find it.
It's on the lightning path. I did put it.
Yeah, I've hyperlinked a number of times on the path, but I can't remember exactly where.
I don't know. Sometimes, you know, with Facebook, it's so crazy right now. There's something happening in Facebook. They're behaving very strange. So I don't know how long this, but they also like have this European possibility that if you don't want to have advertisement, you can sort of pay for Facebook now, and you don't get advertisement. So now 2 people see it. Sophia.
Yes, thank you. I see it on the Facebook page of Lightning Pass. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I got it.
the
Thank you.
Facebook
Thank you.
Messenger. Okay.
We've been talking about journals, and I just want to share a fun one with you guys. This was me going back, just in this last couple of weeks, going back to my very earliest journals. 1972 is when I started. And this image comes from that first journal. And maybe Barbara, being a trained artist, did you come across this, Barbara, ever?
This painting.
This engraving. This is Claude Milan. Striking image of Christ is created by a single spiraling line that thickens and thins to form the features, shapes, shading, and background. A detail from the napkin of Saint Veronica, engraved in 1649 by the French artist Claude Milan. And I found it in a Scientific American magazine. And at the time, it just felt so connected to what I was experiencing with taking on the journaling. Like it was like projecting out ahead, that I was entering a spiralic domain, and as long as I just kept with it, it would keep expanding. So to come face to face with this in the last couple of weeks, you know, again, it was just like, wow, Vitruvian Man and Buddy.
Da Vinci also. I mean, these people, they had time. They had a lot of time and devotion. Like you're saying 10 or 20 years, or, you know, it's a long time. But if you have like devotion and you want to do something, nowadays people don't have devotion for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, if you're lucky, they give you half an hour. But then they need something else. So maybe we old ones still have to sort of pull something out and see where, maybe we can see now where there are the blockages, especially because Age of Aquarius is analytic, and not taking it for granted, you know. So this guy is very analytic. No, it's like, this is amazing.
To imagine that.
How is it possible?
Yeah, exactly. And now, going not so far back, I also was drawn. So we have this. Well, back in the day,
Mhm.
in this last lunar year, when we were having our dolphins encounter, this was this spiral image here is from John Lilly's book, The Center of the Cyclone. And I just always felt that these two, this guy, who showed up unexpectedly in my life, and I really felt that I was in some kind of telepathic connection with him. It really is a resonance phenomenon, and it's real. And I'm knowing that more and more by direct experience, and that's been really exciting. I think we were all touched at that time when we were passing through we were in a moon cycle that was directly attributable to mammalians among us.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see when it comes around again. It could be another number, but it'll have the same.
It's like with this energy, there was also some new possibilities for us to learn from the animals. So you talking about the dolphin, so maybe it's like when you sort of invite that energy, this dolphin more into appearing with you and being visible with you, it will come and talk to you and give you an absolutely different perspective of life.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what animal can do now, I found out.
Yeah.
And we just have to stop treating animals like animals, like as dumb and animals. And they are so intelligent, and they're more intelligent than we are. They know better to survive than we. If there's some disaster, they know better how to survive because they have stronger instincts.
Teresa has been studying ancient Japanese pottery and the different glyphs and so on that the potters used. And when she saw this, she really made the connection to this ancient Japanese alphabet, I guess. And I thought that was kind of a cool connection with the dolphins. Ancient language. Maybe they know that language.
Yeah, light language. I heard. Also in the cards, in the Mayan tarot, there's one card called light language, which it's on the spot right now. So it's good to look for signs for light language and for animals talking to us. And just see what you can find.
Well, there you
go. Yeah, I'm convinced. I mean, you don't go on your everyday walk and Vitruvian Man shows up. I mean, when you're talking about Vitruvian Man, so
yeah, really great.
I don't think I need any more convincing. It's like just amazing. There's a little bit of a theme of what would the neighbors think? Because when I was, we parked the car and we had walked by and I said, well, I want to get a photograph of that. But the guy who the trailer was parked in front of his house, he was out loading his truck with stuff. And I was thinking from the car going, what's this guy going to think of? I'm taking photographs of his house. So instead of walking down there, I just drove the car and parked in front of it and then walked up. And sure enough, he noticed me, but I thought I could get to the trailer and take it. And while he was on the other side, and then I took it and I go back to the car, and then he walks down to the car window and he says, can I help you with something?
Huh? Yeah,
And,
explain this mystery.
Yeah, right. I said, no, everything's okay. Okay then, but yeah, he was his domain, and suddenly there's this photographer on there, and
Yeah.
it was like I was walking towards him, and then I didn't appear. So he's going, "What is this guy? Is he lost or what?"
Right on.
And yeah, very fascinating. This whole thing around what will the neighbors think? Yeah, I see that slide number 7. That one's really resonating too. That
Well, yeah.
this past month with the Yellow Submarine, I saw the initial 12-minute video of the Beatles' new song, and it shows the submarine going from place to place. And I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds familiar." And then when Barbara's talking about these young people, I've just been really moved watching that video now and then, the new song by the Beatles, which I'm watching this younger generation who have discovered the Beatles for the first time
Wow.
over the last year or so, and they're just in awe, and they're going, "Oh, I wish I could have been in that, growing up in that generation." And so yesterday, this one woman was watching, saying, "I've been watching all the Beatles stuff, and I never, ever thought that I would be able to hear a new Beatles song for the first time." And she's just in tears, and the emotion coming from that song is just beautiful. And it just really, I felt this connection of generations. It was like through the vibration, through the music, through the sound, this connection. It was really beautiful. That this younger generation, they're going, "Wow, we don't have music like this." And they're just so moved by this feeling music, this kind of love for one another, which is represented in that song.
So
love
I'm a little confused. Is this, you're saying there's a new song by the Beatles that's never been recorded before?
Yeah, it just got released. I've watched it every day, and then this past couple of weeks, and the views on YouTube, I've watched them go from 21 million to the next day 22 million to 23 million. So there's hope for our YouTube videos.
Right on. So how do I access it?
Just on YouTube, and you just type in the Beatles Now and Then, and they've Peter Jackson has created the video of the song, and he was able, through this technology, to extract John Lennon's voice out of him playing the piano, and his voice wasn't, it was too much static before, and he's been able to extract it out. And then they have John, and now Paul sings with John, and they all sing together.
Beautiful.
because before George died, George did some of the guitar work on the song, and it was they were working with it. John was working with it in 1979, and now it's a brand new Beatles. They're saying it's a last Beatles release.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just it's really, really touching the hearts of
Millions.
all generations.
Beautiful.
If you go to reactions to the Beatles now and then, you'll get a whole bunch of different people, like from rap artists to country western people, listening to it for the first time, and they're just it just took me back to when a new Beatles song would come out.
Yeah, wasn't that an exciting moment?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, then we got to share that at school with our friends.
Yeah.
And go out and buy the album. And it really, but to see it touch this younger generation is a really beautiful thing to see.
Grow our hair as long as we could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. What good news.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to rewind it just a bit. Barb, have you ever, I'm getting these images of your works hanging in a temple.
Hanging in a temple?
Yeah, that there's actually is, or there could be a temple built to make
Do
those
you think
sacred objects available. That?
Is it a real one, or is it
Yeah, I'm talking a real down to earth place. Well, you know, like Alex Gray and his wife, the visionary psychedelic artist, Alex Gray. And they're doing building a temple basically around his what do they call it? The mirrors of, no, can't remember. But he's got, or they have, an enormous collection of art, of their own artwork, and they're building a temple. And I got this sense of the same thing happening, not on the same scale, but some architectural form that would contain your work and have them available for people to do.
I've seen that done with mandalas in the Agape Church in Los Angeles.
Oh.
And all the mandala artwork was hung, and of course they just had their weekly services with all these things.
Yeah, but I'm not 50 anymore, so I'm not gonna do any. It's too difficult for me.
To create an exhibit?
What?
To create an exhibit?
Yes, here on the island, it's all surf and all kinds. You know, people are not interested in stuff like that. And I would not do. I had a hard time even to sell my art on the island because they're all, you know, into sports. And I gave up to run behind putting something together anymore. It's like it has to be in the net or somewhere, but not in real time anymore.
Well,
kind of retired.
I hear what you're saying. It's good. It's maybe you could do some of your artistry. You could design a structure. Maybe there's youngsters that will come up who might bring that into form.
Yeah. I mean, my art would look good in Hawaii or somewhere, you know, where where this kind of energy of dolphins is. You know, it's like here it's dolphins as well, but it's more sporty. It's like people are more into having holidays, and you have seen the light show. I mean, it's for me, it wasn't exciting. You know, this drones. I hate drones, and it looked so childish and so, but they are totally in it. They're totally into it. You know, it's like this is their top shit. So how can I? There's a hard way to turn something into another direction. But who knows? You know, I'm not saying anything. Who knows what happens? Maybe somebody inherits my stuff, and then they're going to be in a temple. Some or Aurelio sell to somebody in another, in Brazil or somewhere, if they're still okay, because also silk is falling apart. You know, it's not only paper, also silk is sensitive to time. You can sort of glue it on cardboard or some strong stuff, and then it takes longer. It preserves longer, but the colors are not absolutely color-proofed. But yeah, people should make something new, something of their own, and let's see what the new generations are doing.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna come up with some beautiful stuff which we are not seeing, you know.
yeah,
Because we just sort of finished the whole art scene with Europe and the Okefe. The other day I saw the pictures of Okefe. She's really like, as a woman, she really advanced a lot. But also the guy, Stieglitz, he said like, if you get children and you become a mother, you're not gonna be an artist. You know, this kind of shit. It's just like, what kind of attitude is this? But the European
1920s.
Yeah, they were all thinking like this.
Yeah, that was a men's group.
The boys, absolutely intellectual stuff he was putting out. And he said even women are not, they are incapable of doing art because they are so too real. I remember that because
she proved them wrong. George O'Keeffe proved them wrong for sure.
Yeah, but also the she had to suffer of not being. I mean, she could have had a child while painting. I mean, I had my child also while painting, so maybe I proved it. You know, it's like it's possible, but even this kind of thinking is still, we have to overcome. So yeah, but it's like, it was such a video because she was like this suffragettes, you know, she had to fight to be able to vote and stuff like that, which we think now it's normal for women, and we have the same rights and all kinds of things. So
yeah, we visited her museum in Santa Fe. She was very she was a real pioneer. She was out in West Texas and New York, and then New Mexico, and she loved it. She just loved it. It just resonated with her.
She was brought up from feminine energy because she was also with these young people, and so she brought all this spirals and forms, which like Dwayne mentioned in my painting, like with this wave going like this. You know, she brought this kind of cosmic energy.
Yeah.
I wonder what her temple is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to check it out.
Find it's a good year. And then go to the Book of Electrum. Here we go.
Need her birthday.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we have a book here that has it. I'll check that out.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and she didn't hold back. She was really good. And this in New Mexico, how connecting also with the indigenous people, and
Mhm.
they loved her because she knew exactly what she was doing. So it's a really interesting holy,
I
yeah,
went to the Ghost Ranch where she
yeah,
ended up there.
Yeah.
And she had this spiritual connection with this mountain. I think is it the
Yes.
Pedernal?
Pernales.
Nollies. I would say I stood there and I felt it. You can understand why she loved it there.
Mhm.
yeah. She felt all this kind of, in anywhere she could feel nature
Mhm.
talking to her. It's like a message, like what we are finding right now again. We are so unsensitized, but she was very sensible, and in seeing this with her inner eye, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I posted this video of hers on my website. It was a beautiful one. It was a really nice one. I never really knew what her relationship with this Stieglitz guy was, but it showed, and he could feel something, he felt all this feminine, incredible energy and her potential, but he warned her not to get pregnant because, of course, then the body of a woman doesn't look so so aesthetic. Maybe I don't know what his problem was, but they left each other anyway.
Yeah, but she was attracted to him for a while.
Yeah, he
She
must have
loved
been
him. He helped her out, and she got her.
exactly. He made her famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So,
made it.
but I know that was definitely the thinking back then. That's that.
Yeah, but she must have been really in love with him as well.
Yeah.
Or both of
Yeah.
them, Yeah, I mean, being in love with another artist, it's great, It's like the best, I would say, from my experience, is, I would see, because another artist has also this sensibility, which like a farmer or a clerk wouldn't have. So it's like accelerating each other's
Yeah.
potential.
But just to find your way through New York and be able to exhibit your paintings, that's a whole nother field to get it out there versus the actual painting itself. And of course, yeah, she would drive in New Mexico. She'd drive out in her pickup truck to be out by herself. She just wanted to be out by herself.
She slept there where the dark, like
Under
the dark
the truck. Under the truck.
under the truck, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
He's a wild one.
Yeah.
Say, well, I got you guys.
Okay.
What do you know about 19.5 degrees north-south latitude? And
Well, I know that's in our
tetrahedron.
triangle. I know that's in our composite. Is that our suns? Or is that our new moons? No, I'm not sure.
Oh, you got me there. I'm thinking along different lines here, I think.
Well, I know you showed we had that that crop circle. Yeah.
You guys see that?
Mm.
No, it disappeared for me. Anyway, are you seeing the circle with 19.5 degrees?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, so apparently Hawaii is on one of these points. And
Yeah.
But I just discovered last night in reading that Teotihuacan in the Pyramid of the Sun is also hooked into this feature. Mysterious. What is it? A tetrahedron within the sphere. I just wondered if you guys had any encounter with this.
No, I haven't looked further into our crop circle triad with Dwayne, myself, and Sophia. And that was working out to 19.5. And the only thing I came across this month, and I don't know how true it is, that the geographical location numbers of the pyramids are the same numbers as the speed of light. And of course, that was like you would say, a meme on Facebook. So I go, I don't know how true that is. I haven't pursued that any further. Yes. It's sorting out the sorting out the facts from the fiction. But the 19.5, I know you had mentioned that was aligned with Hawaii, where you're going.
And the moment I discovered that, Teresa's in the other room looking at a map of Hawaii and focusing on, this is on the big island of Hawaii, focusing on the village of Volcano.
Mm-hmm.
And this line apparently 19.5 goes right through that village.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty interesting synchronicity. So processing that one.
Yeah. And then there's that same triad, like I say, with those circles in the crop circle.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to remember the 19.5 degree connection we had. I'll have to go into my notes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I see this two triangle is the base of the Merkaba. If you draw the Merkaba, that's you start out from this circle, this two triangle as it fits. So we are in the light.
Gotcha. So yeah, next month I don't have anybody scheduled in to deliver a presentation. I don't know. I'm fully intending to facilitate a call from Hawaii, which will be really fun.
When are you leaving? When is the flight?
The 10th.
10th of December?
Yep. And the new moon is on the 12th, I believe. 13th. Oh, new moon on the 12th.
Oh, cool.
So I should be settled by then. And set it up. So maybe there doesn't need to be a presentation necessarily. We just, I know, who was it now? I think, Shirley has a pending presentation she's been working on. I haven't heard anything from her. But.
Yeah, she sent an email to me that she was in the process of moving.
Yep.
She sends her love, and then she moved, and then she got her new Wi-Fi. Then she'll come back. So that's the story. Yeah.
Oh, just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can share what we learned with this Lamat, 13 Lamat.
And look ahead to Temple of Eagles. I think I shared before that David Stokowski, who's coming to support us by living here for those 2 months and taking care of the house, and the dog.
Mhm.
He's born in the temple of eagles. So yeah, really,
Very good.
And when are you coming back?
the February 10th or 12th, somewhere in there.
So that is just kind of an exploration of possible permanent move.
Yeah, it's partly that. Prior to thinking along those lines, it's simply, I mean, for one thing, it'll be my 75th birthday, February 3rd, so we'll still be there. I will, want
Oh,
to
nice.
do something special. But also, I will never know Teresa Wild in her fullness until I land on the island that she holds so dear. She went there first when she was, I think, 19 years old. And you can imagine Kauai. It was a whole different place back then. Very, very uninhabited, really, compared to where it is now. And she's been back several times. Of course, it's like her spiritual abode, So it really feels right to go there and experience it with her. And we've been going through the maps we have, and I've been picking out places I want to check out. And
Yeah,
it
sounds fun.
looks so incredible. They call it the Garden Isle, and it's the oldest of the islands. And really, yeah, exciting.
So she's American?
No, but she went there. I mean, she only went there for a number of months at a time.
Uh-huh.
But she has a daughter there and a sister.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they went there, of course, because of her. Having gone there. So, and the whole dolphin connection, as I shared earlier, that little map there. That's
Yeah.
part of the journey. But yeah, I won't be spending a whole lot of time on the computer, is what I'm imagining.
No.
We're gonna have some time out for Dwayne.
Yeah. Just check in on the new moon.
Yeah. And that's what I love about this what we're creating. It's like the unity and the diversity.
Right.
Not an either or kind of thing. Both and.
No. Yeah.
Win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to do it alone, but we can do it in a group, and we can venture out alone when we feel ready.
Those outer space photos you used in your presentation were so bang on.
Yeah. It was spacewalking. I guess the picture was of the first spacewalk in 1984.
Oh, that was the first one.
Yeah. I think the guy's name was Bruce McCandless. The first untethered.
Ah.
So he was.
Wow.
He was out there on his own with his jetpack.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And there's that movie that on the big screen.
Yeah. That's with George Clooney and
yes.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I took my grandson to see that. We both went. It was really exciting to be on that ginormous screen and be right out there. Man, they did it well. It felt like we were there.
Yes. Yeah, and then I had fun with the AI. And I'm just amazed with that AI would send that circular pattern matching the lightning path pattern. I went, wow. It was another convincing aha.
Right on.
Yeah, so then there's now the choices of, now that I know my temple and my invocation, where can I hop on the next yellow submarine leaving the mothership? You know, what do I want to check out next?
Right on. Adventure of
And
it.
just, yeah, and then you just take it one step and go see where it takes me. Yeah, whether it's 19.5 degrees or Vitruvian Man or lots of possibilities. And so much about the glyphs and the symbology, I really enjoy that. And yeah, I'm still blown away by the Vitruvian Man.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we're kind of winding down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Any last statements, you guys?
Well, enjoy now and then.
Yeah, have an awesome trip. Have a great flight and enjoy. I'm looking forward to connect with you in Hawaii.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun in Hawaii and take some pictures from the beautiful color from the flowers.
Okay, I'll do that. Be my pleasure.
Garden Island.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we call it. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward for some beautiful pictures of yours.
Well, I so enjoy the ones that you find and have been posting for quite some time.
Yeah, I love flowers. And it's
Mhm.
like I can't resist to post them. Yeah.
You what?
I can't resist
Oh,
posting them because
share the beauty.
I mean, flowers have a language as well. So that's me, but I assume that everybody sees things like I see. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
So yeah, have some great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great time
Don't
and
forget-
connect next month. Yeah. Have an awesome month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy Lamat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love, love.
Love you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.